Well, I came up and did the story of Enzo Fernandez to Arsenal. Interest. And indeed, looks like Arsenal are like trying to obviously get this into their favor. And we are obviously going to be talking of their contact that they've gone ahead to make with Enzo Fernandez in there for you. Now, then Aston Villa are interested in Joe Gomez at Liverpool. I've just gone here to do a story of Liverpool as their manager got sacked yesterday. Arteta has gone ahead to speak about what happened on the pitch yesterday, that he had never seen a team play football like PSG did in the final that they played yesterday at the Puskás Arena in Budapest, Hungary. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having pure fun. And let's obviously go ahead and obviously discuss more about this. Not so? All right. Now, let's obviously start off with Fraser Forster telling us that Arsenal are interested in a summer 2026 move for Chelsea midfielder Enzo Fernandez. The Gunners are closely monitoring the 24-year-old Argentine as they plan long-term midfield reinforcements to strengthen their squad for future English Premier League and European challenges. So, that's what we're obviously getting in through from Fraser Forster as far as Enzo Fernandez to a club known as Arsenal is really concerned. Then, I've already gone ahead to bring you a story like this, but the most important bit of it all is this one. And it's coming in through from a Chelsea correspondent for Talk Chelsea. And he's a writer. He also has a podcast known as Simon Phillips. He has told us that Arsenal have made contact over a potential move for Enzo Fernandez this summer. Madrid and Man City are also monitoring the Chelsea midfielder, but the Blues have already ruled out any possibility of him joining the Premiership champions at this stage. Now, Arsenal have gone ahead to make contact, of a potential move for Enzo Fernandez this summer. So, we all know the levels of a transfer. Not so? What comes first? It's you talking to the player's side and see whether he can join you. And that's where Arsenal is right now. They are trying to speak to the player known as Enzo Fernandez to see to it that he obviously accepts on whether he'll join the club or not. You understand? So that is the club of Arsenal for you, and that's where they are right about now. They're discussing on whether the player will join them. And obviously, when a player gives you green light, then you start talking to the club that has a contract with him, and you first get to know whether the club is willing to sell or not, and the amount of money that they would want to get from the signing, from the sale of the player, if at all they feel like they're obviously going to be selling him. So Enzo Fernandez looks to be one of those players that is really expensive to really get in, because Chelsea got him in for £105 million. That is 120. That is 120 million euros. And after being given that, obviously, we got to understand that Chelsea would want to sell him on a profit, and that means they would sell him for 120 million pounds. That is like 140 million euros for that side. So, making contact shows that Arsenal is really interested. Yesterday, when Arsenal was playing against PSG, you saw to it that there are certain quality players that Arsenal really needs to have in their midfield, because PSG's Vitinha, João Neves, and very many others look to be so much comfortable on the ball, and things they did, Arsenal players couldn't obviously match the levels. I think the only one I saw that could try was Lewis Skelly. And even Martin Odegaard, whom we know that is good on the ball, couldn't find himself on the ball because most of the time he was on the pitch, PSG had the possession and Arsenal were chasing for that possession. You understand? But for Enzo Fernandez, he's a good player, Premier League proven player. He's a winner at the World Cup. And he's one of those players that you need to obviously get him through into your team to see to it that you really get in the best of the best as a team of Arsenal. That midfield needs to be reinforced. They need to get in another press-resistant player. And I think Arteta, having gone ahead to obviously win this league, he needs to obviously come up and obviously tell everyone that, yeah, I've now won the league. I'm no longer on pressure. I just have to obviously see my players come up and obviously play the best of football that I really played from the season of 2022-2023. They really played some beautiful football and bit of tiki-taka and so on and so forth. But yesterday night, Arsenal just went ahead to park the bus. And in the due course of parking the bus, they really lost it all, through penalties in there for you. So, Enzo Fernandez to Arsenal, to me, I think is one of the hard ones that Chelsea will accept, especially Alonso coming in through. I know he'll obviously have to sit this guy known as Enzo Fernandez to obviously come to a compromise on whether he leaves or not. But the role of the manager will be convincing him to stay as a player at Chelsea. That is it. Because his partnership with Moise Caicedo has really shown lots of fruits into this particular season where they've gone ahead to obviously play together and everyone has been convinced that, yeah, you guys are really that good. So that is what about Arsenal making Enzo Fernandez contact. So we wait and see. I've repeated it most of the times. I'm going to do a story of a player from Chelsea to Arsenal, that Chelsea has good relationship with Arsenal when it comes to selling. Amidst being in London, obviously, Chelsea has sold very many players to Arsenal. You can talk of Kai Havertz, who scored yesterday for Arsenal. You can talk about Noni Madueke. You can talk about Jorginho, David Luiz, and very many others. So that's all about a club known as Arsenal for you, and trying to reinforce that midfield because the likes of Nogard might leave in there for you. And for Mikel Merino, his fitness levels are still hugely doubted at the club of Arsenal in there for you. So that is Arteta, and we anticipate huge movement from the club of Arsenal after their last game of the season was played yesterday. So right now, we anticipate that they will come up thick and hard to break into the transfer market and obviously see to it that they really get in the best of the best in there for you. That is it. So thank you very much for checking through. And Arteta himself is really pushing to obviously get in players. But the former Arsenal manager, who is now at Aston Villa, has come up and obviously also pushed to the fullest. And this is what he has gone ahead to obviously want. Aston Villa are interested in signing Joe Gomez this summer as Unai Emery looks to strengthen his defense ahead of next season's UEFA Champions League campaign. Liverpool are yet to make a decision on Gomez's future, with AC Milan and Besiktas also monitoring the situation. This guy is a winner, and Liverpool not really getting him minutes really shocks me. But Aston Villa is like, they see something good in this guy because he's a Champions League winner. That is it. He won the Champions League with Liverpool. I think, was it in 2019? That is it. And put out a very huge shift in there for you. So he's that one player that I think can play across that entire back line. And for every elite team that is going to be playing 2 games a week, they need a player like him. And when you're having a Joe Gomez into your team, obviously you understand that whatever injury you get in your defense, you won't really get surprised because all worried because you'll come up and obviously get the job done and dusted in there for you. So the likes of Victor Lindelof will obviously have to look through and either welcome this guy or not, but the team is really interested in signing him. Mikel Arteta, after losing to PSG, this is what he said. What they are able to do with the ball, with the individuals' actions, I've never seen it before. So what does that mean? It means that Arteta has gone ahead to really admit that PSG played Arsenal off the park, and indeed, even their tactics really reach an extent when they're not functioning because PSG were the better side. They really knocked that ball around. So it really spoke volumes, and I think Mikel Arteta is right. So guys, I call upon for your reactions in the comment section below about the stories we're going to discuss about here, and that is Arsenal make Enzo Fernandez contact. Big one. And what do you make about it? Would you want him to be playing at the club of Arsenal in there? Would you bit of competition from Real Madrid? Because when you look at what Barcelona is just going to hate to do, you cannot say that clubs don't have money. You cannot make that statement in there for you. But I think we've said and played our part. Now it's over to you, the viewers of the Rokani Media Football, to come up and let me know your thoughts about this. So, good night, those going to bed, and good morning to those just waking up, and good afternoon to where it is afternoon in there for you. So, I sign out for now. See you later. Don't forget to subscribe, and I would like to congratulate everyone. We've gone ahead to hit 29,000 subscribers. Let's obviously head to the 30K family. And you guys, I know you will obviously take me there as up. I love you, and keep it this channel. You lovely people, I keep sending a message of wishing you the best of the best in here, and don't look any further apart from Rokani Media Football. And I think this is the 4th video of the day. 2 live streams and 2 uploads. Those are 4 videos of the day.